Sup, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's lesson. So today we're going to look at the modal class or modal interval, as well as how to calculate the estimated mean of group data. So we are given the table here. The table below shows information about the number of hours 120 learners spent on their cell phones in the last week. So the first question, we have to identify the modal class for the data. So the modal class or modal interval is the class interval with the highest frequency. So we have to check the highest frequency here. The highest frequency is 35. So the class for 35 is when h is greater than 6, less or equal to 8. This is the modal class, the class with the highest frequency, which is 35. For 2.2, we have to estimate the mean number of hours that these learners spent on their cell phones in the last week. So when finding the estimated mean of the group data, we need to create two additional columns in our table. The first column is for the midpoint of each class interval, and the second is for the frequency multiplied by the midpoint. So because the formula for the estimated mean of group data is the sum of frequency multiplied by the midpoint divided by the sum of the frequency. This is the formula for estimated mean of group data. So what are we supposed to do here? You can add the two columns here for the midpoint and for frequency multiplied by the midpoint, or still you can do everything step by step. Let's see. To find the midpoint, we have to take the lower bound. For the first interval, the lower bound is 0 and the upper bound is 2. So to find the midpoint, you take the lower bound and the upper bound, you add them together, you divide by 2. So for the first interval, it will be 0 plus 2 divided by 2, which is the 1. So the midpoint for the first row will be 1. Then for the second one will be 2 plus 4 divided by 2, which is 6 divided by 2, which is 3 for this one. And for this one will be 5, 7, 9, 11. You understand? So to find the frequency multiplied by the midpoint, you have to take the frequency and multiply by the midpoint. So for the first interval, it will be 10 multiplied by 1, which is equal to 10. Then for the second one will be 15 multiplied by 3, which is equal to 45. And for the third one, we will have 30 multiplied by 3. Let's multiply here. 30 multiplied by 3. 30 multiplied by 3 is 150. 150. Then we will have 35 multiplied by 7. 35 multiplied by 7, 245. We will have 200 So for 2.2, we have to estimate the mean number of hours that these learners spent on their cell phones in the last week. So when finding the estimated mean of group data, we need to create two additional columns in our table. The first column is for the midpoint of each class interval, and the second is for the frequency multiplied by the midpoint. So let's add two columns here for midpoint and also for frequency multiplied by the midpoint. So to find the midpoint, we have to take the lower bound and the upper bound add them together, then divide by 2. For the first interval, the lower bound is 0. This is our lower bound. And 2 is our upper bound. Then to find the midpoint, you have to take the lower bound and the upper bound, add them together, then divide by 2. Then which means for the first interval, it will be 0 plus 2 divided by 2, which is 1. Then we will have 1 here. Then frequency multiplied by the midpoint will be 10 multiplied by 1, which is 10. Then for the second one, the midpoint will be 2 plus 4 divided by 2, which is 3. Then we will have 3 here. We will have 5 here. 7, 9, 11. So for the second one, we will have 15 multiplied by 3, which is 45. We will have 45 here. Then for the third one, let's press the calculator here. We will have 30 multiplied by 3, which is 150. Then we will have 35 multiplied by 7, which is 245. Then we will have 25 multiplied by 9, which is 225. Then we will have 5 multiplied by 11, which is 55. So formula for the estimated mean of group data is sum of frequency multiplied by the midpoint divided by the sum of the frequency. That means we have to add everything here. We have to add everything here. When we add everything, we will have 120. Then we have to also add everything here. This is the sum of the frequency. We have to add the frequency multiplied by midpoint. Let's see. It will be 10 plus 45 plus 150 plus 245 plus 225 plus 55, which is 730. 730, which means the sum of frequency multiplied by the midpoint is 730 divided by the sum of frequency, which is 120. Then let's press the calculator. Let's press the calculator here. 730 divided by 120 is 6,08 equals to 6,08. This is estimated mean. Estimated mean. Or someone can decide to do everything here. Then it means the formula will be the same. The sum of frequency multiplied by the midpoint divided by the sum of frequency. Then you will just do everything here. The first frequency will be 10 multiplied by the midpoint, which is 1. Then you add 15 multiplied by 3 plus 30 multiplied by 5 plus 35 multiplied by 7 plus 25 multiplied by 9 plus 5 multiplied by 11 divided by 120. Still we are going to get the same thing. 30 over 120 is equal to 6,08. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment in the comment section if you have any question. Thank you very much.